Everybody Hides by Wilco is going to be played in drop D tuning. That's where you take your 6th string and you drop it down to a D so that it's the same note as your 4th string. The intro to this song will begin with your 1st finger on the 3rd string 2nd fret and ring finger on the 2nd string 3rd fret. If you want to put your 2nd finger down on the 1st string 2nd fret to make it a traditional D shape, feel free. But I think that Tweedy just kind of leaves the 1st string out of this song altogether. So this is more or less our operative D chord. And that chord, kind of strumming from the open 5 string down, is going to be our 1st D chord. It doesn't sound like Tweedy actually hits the low 6 here, but that's the 1st chord, and then you're going to go to that for your 2nd chord. This chord is basically a B minor, but all we're doing is moving our 1st finger and pinky fingers to shape this chord. The ring finger is staying on the 2nd string 3rd fret. So your pinky finger will go to the, what string is this? The 3rd string 4th fret, and your 1st finger will go to the 5th string 2nd fret. So we'll have down and then kind of a slight down just to keep tempo, and then an up strum into this B minor essentially. And then you'll go so you're up strumming, and then you'll go down, up into it again. I'm sorry, you'll go up strum and then up, down into it. So down, down, up, down. D, D, B minor, down, down, up, down is the feel that you're getting so far there. And then you'll come back into the D chord on an up strum. You'll just pick up your 1st finger and pinky finger and put your 1st finger back down on the 3rd string 2nd fret. So that's going to be an up strum from the 2nd string to the 3rd string to the 4th string basically. So we've got D, D, B, 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 D, and then you're going to go, and that is moving with your 1st finger to the 4th string 2nd fret, and then 2nd finger to the 4th string 3rd fret, and then pinky finger to the 4th string 4th fret, and then the phrase repeats very slowly. And let me just tell you the strumming pattern that I'm doing here. I'm speaking of what my right hand is doing. I'm going down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, down. That intro riff repeats into the verses. Once you get that down, the next change to happen is going to be moving to a G chord. So since we're in drop D tuning, this G is getting fretted differently than a standard G chord. Tweedy puts his 2nd finger on the 6th string 5 fret, his 1st finger on the 3 string 4 fret, and for the first part of this G chord, his pinky finger is going down on the 2nd string 7th fret. And sometimes you can hear him do a little hiccup where he moves his pinky finger between the 2nd string 7th fret and the 3 string 7th fret. That would sound like this. Something like that, but that's the 1st phrasing of the G chord on the 1st half of this chord. The 2nd part, he lifts up his pinky finger and basically just lets these 2 notes ring out and hold the dominance of the chord, with 2nd finger on the 6th string 5 fret and 1st finger on the 3 string 4 fret. After this, it will go. And what that is basically a B minor note to an A minor note. The B minor is being made with ring finger on the 4th string 4 fret, pinky finger on the 3 string 4 fret, and 2nd finger on the 2nd string 3 fret. But the thumb is being wrapped around to mute strings 6 and 5, so that you're just strumming, or that all that's coming out is strings 4, 3, and 2. So that's the B minor note, and then the next note is an A minor note. So take this shape and just move it down 2 frets. So now I've got my ring finger on the 4 string 2 fret, pinky finger on the 3 string 2 fret, and second finger on the 2 string 1 fret. And then it goes back into the main riff. After the second round of chorus, which is more or less this G into the B minor and A minor that we just talked about, after the A minor, it will go into an E minor, which I suspect is getting played by just fretting the 6 string and the 5 string on the 2nd fret. I'm using my ring finger on the 6 string 2nd fret and pinky finger on the 5 string 2nd fret, everything else being left open. After this E minor, it goes into this chord right here. In watching Tweedy play this on, I think it was The Tonight Show, I watched this several times to make sure that he wasn't doing something else, and I kept thinking, well, it looks like his second and ring are fretting something. I kept thinking, like, surely he's fretting something else with his second and ring finger, but I've come to decide that I think he was just using those fingers to mute all of the other strings, and all that's coming out is a root and an octave, 5 string 4 fret and 3 string 6 fret. So first finger on the 5 string 4, pinky finger on the 3 string 6. And then this shape, just move it down 2 shapes so that you're basically fretting a root and an octave of a B. First finger 5 string 2 fret, and pinky finger 3 string 4 fret. So it does that for a round, or maybe even 2 if I remember correctly, and then after the last B octave it goes into the B minor from earlier, where you're really just strumming the strings that your ring, pinky, and second fingers are on, with your thumb muting the low strings. That's the B minor, and then slide down 2 more frets, you've got your A minor again, and then I think that Tweedy comes up and actually plays this chord at some point to just vamp on a D where he's not doing this riff. At some point, and I think it's at this point in the song, he comes up and just plays kind of a D5 chord with his first finger on the 5 string 5 fret, ring finger on the 4 string 7 fret, pinky finger on the 3 string 7 fret, low D ringing out like that feel. And then it goes back into just the standard. And at some point I think it goes back to like this C sharp and the B feel, but you can listen to the song again to hear where that structure comes. Those are all the chords and movements, though, that you need to know for Everybody Hides by Wilco. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how to approach the song.